But okay, cool.
Y'all, hold on. I'm rigged up. Just a minute.
Um, so Jenny Lee and Jessica, Susan, you're completely new, so you don't even know what questions you have yet, and you're just here.
I'm
So,
just here.
Jenny Lee and Jessica, I want to make sure that we answer the very specific questions that you guys have on like a logistical level for like compensation and things like that. I'm going to go over how we get paid, power of three, fast starts, but I want to make sure I answer your questions very specifically. So do you want to hit me with those?
Yeah, the power of three is the one I kind of understand, but I definitely could use some more clarification on that. But yeah, that would be a good place for me.
Okay, cool. And Jessica, you're new too. So like, do you have all the questions? Just yeah.
I don't really understand a lot of it. I listened really well last time and I wrote everything down that you talked about. So I have a little bit of an understanding, a little bit.
Okay, cool. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And so what I thought we could go over for like the next 20 minutes, because I want everyone to get back to their families. I don't want to keep you guys too long. It's bedtime. Everyone's trying to do tuck-ins and stuff. But what I thought we could go over is like the ways you get paid and the ranks. And so Susan, since you're so new here, this will probably feel like drinking out of a fire hose. Never ever feel like you have to remember everything. You'll have so many questions from here on out.
Sounds good.
So just absorb what you can, and it might just be one thing. And if it's one thing, that's totally okay.
Sounds good.
So just so you guys know, this is the Empowered Success Build Guide. Jenny Lee, is this what you went over like with your previous team or the training that you guys did? You said
No, there was no training. I bought the $10 business guide just to like have some basics, but no one ever like told me like how it worked.
Okay, cool.
So I just like stumbled through it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of start from the beginning. So do you there's something called an enroller and there's something called a sponsor. You guys might know the difference, but I'm just gonna explain it for the recording's sake. So when you enroll somebody, that means you personally had them use your link and they bought oils from Jenny Lee, not Sydney, Jenny Lee. A sponsor is someone that you could have enrolled, but maybe someone else placed them underneath you. So Susan, that's kind of why I was saying like, oh, these leadership positions are kind of a really cool thing because we enroll people and need them to have a home like you. Like,
okay.
So if I enroll my sister, I am the enroller. She used my link, but I might have Jenny Lee or Jessica or Susan be the sponsor. And so you get benefits because she's my enrollment and I needed a home from her. So enroller and sponsor can be different. So that's kind of a baseline. So one of the first ways that you get paid by selling oils and sharing oils and giving people your link or your mom buys oils from you or whatever is the fast start bonus. I'm just going to kind of go in order right here. So the fast start bonus is paid out every Wednesday. So this is a weekly bonus that you get on Wednesdays. This is when you personally enroll somebody. So not sponsors, but enrollers. So let's say that you enroll your mom, she buys the collagen and the electrolytes. Let's say it's $100. You get 20% of that order because you are the enroller. But if you're the sponsor, you don't get that 20%, the enroller gets that. Does that make sense? Okay, so you get that fast start for the first 60 days. So for an example, my mom enrolls, she buys $100 worth of stuff, I get $20. Well, let's say that I teach her how to use the collagen properly and teach her how to use some more oils, and she comes and she's added to our Instagram page and she sees all my stories and my reels. Well, and then she wants to get on LRP and she purchases another $50 in March. I still get 20% because it's in that first 60 days. Really awesome. So I get that. Since I'm the enroller, well, who enrolled me? My upline. That's where it goes to the 10%, if that makes sense.
Your upline gets 10% or you get 10%?
whoever enrolled me gets
Okay.
10% of my enrollments,
Got you.
and their person gets 5%. So it's really kind of cool. Like, that's why it's so awesome to like show people how to go do what you're doing. Does
That
anyone
makes
have
sense.
questions on that?
I think I got that.
Um, okay, let's go.
I'm screenshotting.
Yeah, I can also send this to you guys, just like a guide, so that you've got it. So
Mhm.
you get 20%, your enrolled upline gets 10, their enrolling upline gets 5, yeah. Okay, so let's go to power of 3. This is solely structure.
Mhm.
And what that means is after you enroll somebody, you have until the 9th of the next month to give them a home. So let's say that I enroll my mom again, and I want to go and place her underneath Jessica or Lauren or whoever. I have until the 9th of the next month to go give her a home, so it benefits whoever it needs to benefit. The power of 3 is like an extra added bonus for having people in certain places. So here's you. I'm going to use Jenny Lee as an example. So Jenny Lee's right here. What's up, Dan? No, you can use my iPad. You love seeing little boys in boxers. Welcome to my life.
Hey, I'm just glad that mine's not in here naked.
Oh, we could be. You'll see someone naked in my household at some point, I'm sure.
You might hear too, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, so Jenny Lee places a $100 order when someone is just directly on what's called her front line, right underneath her, and there's 3 of them doing 100. But between those 4 people, or Jenny Lee and anyone on her front line, it needs to equal 600, which is like the stupidest thing ever. I want them to get rid of it. But let's say that she's got 3 people on her front line doing 100. Jenny Lee will get $50 just for having 3 people that are on $100 LRP. Well, let's just say that those 3 people is Susan, Jessica, and Bree. Well, if we go help Susan, Jessica, and Bree do that same thing, 50, Jenny Lee will get a $250 check. So it just expands on each other. And then if Jenny Lee, Jessica, and Susan go help their people get their 50, Jenny Lee will get $1,500. So what this is it's just a structure bonus for you sharing the oils, educating people on the LRP, and having them in these specific places. Now,
Okay, I got one question.
yes,
When you enroll someone, that's just someone buying something,
correct.
right? Or is that someone signing up as an LRP?
Okay, so ask me that one more time. What's your question?
When you say an enroller uses
Okay.
your link, is that just a buyer, just a one-time buyer is an enroller?
Yeah, so when you have someone enroll with you, that
Uh-huh.
means that they have signed up as a wholesale member
Okay, got you.
and bought a lemon or $500 worth of something. So that just is what enroll means.
Okay, I got it.
Yep.
Sorry.
So I have been getting my $1,500 bonus for like the last 6 months, and I will tell you, it is so nice. That's like, it's not a mortgage anymore, but it used to be a mortgage in like 2015. It's like a half a mortgage now. So this is also why it is so important to have people that know what they're doing that you're with. Because not one person showed me how to give homes to people. And so I have had to do damage control for the last 8 years. And it took me 8 years to get my Power Free $1,500 bonus. Whereas like Lauren's gotten her Power Free $250 almost the whole time. Like we just did it. So that's why it's so important to like make sure you have someone strategically helping you with stuff. And keep in mind that like, since we're all a community here, we are all going to have your back and be like, oh, Jenny Lee, you enrolled this person. Let's keep it on your front line for that Power of 3 team volume. Or Jessica, okay, you only need one more person on your front line to do 100. I wonder how we could get one more person because you're so close to your 250. So we will always have your back in the power of 3 and be looking out for you until you like get the hang of it, just so you guys know. Megan or Lauren, do you have anything to add about that or no? Okay, cool. Okay. One of the next ways you get paid is called Unilevel bonus. Now, again, please don't feel like you have to remember these things because we can go over them as many times as you need to. So the Unilevel bonus is like your long-term person. It's like your long-term relationship. This is what is going to be your foundation for how you get paid in doTERRA for years to come. Yeah, residual income is what Megan's saying in the chat. So this Unilevel bonus, you're simply just getting paid percentages because it's a sales job. Like that's how any sales is, whether you sell solar or essential oils, it's sales. So on level 1, you'll get paid 2% of people's order, which doesn't sound like a lot because it's really not that much. But keep in mind, when you enroll somebody or when Sydney enrolls someone and comes and gives them a home to you, I'm not just going to stick them on your front line, which is right under the first level beneath you. I'm not just going to cause chaos, and you're not just going to cause chaos and just put people on your front line. We're going to strategically build down and out so you've got such good foundation on everything. So level 1 is 2%. Level 2 is 3%. You can see how the percentages get bigger as we go down and wide. So let's just kind of take a look at these numbers. Like on level 1, you may have like 3 to 7 people on your front line. On level 2, you'll have a little bit more. On level 3, look how like the numbers get exponentially bigger as we go down because we're trying to find homes for your enrollees and for the people you're enrolling. On my 6th and 7th level, I probably have a good 500 people at least on my 6th level. So do I want to get paid 6% on 500 people? Or do I want to get paid 6% on 3 to 7 people? So these percentages are here because doTERRA is trying to reward and compensate you for long-term growth, not just like a quick buck, a pyramid scheme that's get rich quick, really fast. Many companies, almost every other direct sales company that I have looked at the compensation plan, the numbers are swapped. So on level 2, you're getting paid 9%. That's a pretty penny. You're getting $50 in your first month. And on level 2, you're getting paid 5%. So on 9 people, you're getting a $100 check and you're like, wow, this is great money. I paid for this already. But on your 7th level, you're only getting paid 2%. So on my 6th level, let's look at level 6. If I was only getting paid 2% or 1% on 500 people, that $9,000 goes down to $2,000 really quick. So doTERRA really has like the long-term goal in plan. And that's why the power of 3 and Fast Start is here to really bridge that gap until you can make like some good solid Unilevel, if that makes sense. Okay, that's the Unilevel situation. I want to talk to you about leadership bonuses, but I just don't think that they're necessarily relevant. All you need to know as you hit ranks, you're going to be compensated appropriately for them, and you're going to be getting bonuses as it comes. And I'll kind of explain that in a second. Okay, I might wait for Jessica to come back so she can hear about the ranks because I don't want her to miss anything. But Jenny Lee and Susan, is this like drinking from a fire hose already? Do you want me to shut up already?
No, this is very helpful.
Susan's like, kinda, but that's okay.
The power of 3 thing, I'm not sure that I mean, I hypothetically understand it. I'm not sure that I completely do, but that's fine. We'll get there.
And right now you probably won't. And then next week you're like, oh, I saw that back. I saw like the people underneath me, Lauren and Sydney, showed me how to do that. So, oh, that makes sense. So just know you're going to get compensated, I guess. And that's all you need to know. Okay, let's go over the ranks really quickly. So the first rank that you see here is elite, but I am going to mention just like there's ranks before elite. So, is director 1,000, Lauren? I think director is 1,000. She's nodding. Okay. So there's something called OV and PV. PV, as we know, is what you personally buy under Lauren or Jessica or Megan's personal account. OV is what everyone buys underneath you. So my PV is like 100, 200 a month, but my OV is like 70,000. So PV and OV are not the same, but your PV contributes to your overall volume, all the money going underneath you every single month. So there's something called director, that's 1,000 OV. That means people underneath you have purchased $1,000 or more. Executive is 2,000. So just like kind of incrementally gets bigger and bigger with each rank, obviously. So executive is 2,000. You yourself could buy $2,000 and you would hit executive. I don't know if anyone's done that. I'm sure they have, but that's not what we're gonna do. And the next one is elite. That's what did Jenny Lee, is that what you hit with your previous team? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's such a bummer that you had to walk away from that.
No,
Anyway,
I'm happy for the change. Everything's good.
yeah. So elite is 3,000 OV. And elite is kind of like, oh wow, you hit elite. That's amazing. Good job. Like that's a lot of money being spent every month underneath you. That's a mortgage that's being spent underneath you and your customers and LRPers and new enrollments that's what's being spent. And so elite, we should be getting you at least your $50 bonus, your power free 50. And then at elite, remember you're earning money with fast starts. And then there's a little tiny bit of Unilevel that comes into play with elite because you don't have a huge team underneath you. So you're just making percentages of maybe off of those first 2 or 3 levels at that moment. So elites make anywhere from 150 to 300 bucks, as you can see right here. Well, again, with ranks, like they all just kind of like add on top of each other. So the next one is called Premier, and this is 2 legs. So this is where you actually need legs now, not just anyone can purchase something underneath you. This is where you start needing to have homes for people. And you have 2 legs that are at least 2,000 each, which is the executive, as you can see right here, executive 2,000. And that's what Premier is. Premiers make anywhere from like $400 to $800. I know it's kind of a big range, but there's kind of a discrepancy there. And with Premier, you can you'll for sure be getting your power free 50. Definitely your power free 250 because we're going to structure and give people homes correctly. You're definitely enrolling people because you're sharing reels, you're sharing stories. We're teaching you and holding your hand with everything. So you're for sure getting fast starts because you're enrolling people. And there's more Unilevel that comes with each rank because you're building your business, you're growing. And then the last one that I'm going to go over, just because then they start kind of really going on top of each other, is silver. Silver is just 3 yellow guys, which is 3 elites. So you have 3 people, Jenny Lee, Susan, and Jessica, if it's underneath Lauren or whoever, who are elite, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Now with silver, we should be structuring it where we're really, really close to your power free 1,500. And if we're not close, like we're really working on it. So you should hopefully be getting your power free 1,500. For sure be getting fast starts because you're enrolling people, but also now you have Jenny Lee, Jessica, and Susan that are also enrolling people, and you're getting a lot more Unilevel with that silver. So you can kind of see with each rank about how much they make. I would say that this is like a little bit on the high side personally. Lauren, would you agree? Or what would you say, Lauren? Maybe a little bit on the high end?
That's on the high end.
I think that this is on the higher end. People say that this is average, but I'm like, no, this is a little bit high. So like maybe a silver would make more like 2,000 and like a Premier more like 600 or 700 at the beginning.
Premier, I would say like 600-700.
Yeah.
Okay, so to make silver, you need to you say around like 3,000? Like that's your sales? Is
You
that what
have
you
3 people who are doing 3,000.
3 people who are doing 3,000 each?
Uh-huh. Yes,
Okay.
correct. So that's also why we really want to help you guys find a way that feels really good for you to talk and feels natural to sell the oils, sell the MetaPower, sell the electrolytes, like share what you're using. Because once you do that, it becomes really natural to say, hey, I can teach you what I'm doing. Not, hey, come like get rich and like sell peppermint to like make me more money and like get this Cadillac for free. But like, hey, if you want to come and do what I'm doing, I do it during nap time as well, or during school pickup or whatever it is. Would you like to come do this with me? So it's like very authentic because it's authentic to you. So that's why we want to like really hone and help you guys find your voice and feels what is good for you, because then you can go share that and find your Jenny Lees and your Jessicas and your Susans and Laurens and Sydneys. Because that's like I found every single one of you on social media because I use my voice to say, hey, you can come sit with us. Like you can do this too. So, and you're going to want to start saying that when you find what makes you happy to share. So,
We were
um,
and you, Jenny Lee sent me a video of you and she was like, check out this chick. And it was like I think you were on a plane, like a plane or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was so funny. And I was, yes, some humor. Thank you.
I'm so glad because you just got to find your people that you can laugh with. You can't take life too seriously, you know?
Yeah.
So I would
Definitely more
honestly
speed. Yeah.
go ahead, Jenny Lee. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Definitely more speed, you know.
Yeah,
Yes, for sure.
absolutely. So again, I know that we're like all on like different not paths, but like levels of understanding right now. Um, but again, I would just like continue doing your social media stuff right now, doing your reels, doing your stories. Susan, we're going to help you figure that out in the next couple days. So that you feel really good talking about it. Lauren and Megan, would you have anything else to add on that note? I know you guys are muted, and take a second to unmute yourself.
As far as like everything we went over or just social media stuff?
I mean, maybe everything. Like, do you have anything else that like you'd like to add about the compensation or anything that you would suggest for them?
I think like when it comes to sharing on social media, like Sydney was saying, like just try your best to just be you, and just be really authentic. Like what I've noticed is, especially when it comes to this business, like people want to buy from a real person. So, you know, try to show your face. I know that you guys were talking about in the group chat, like you're starting to step out of your comfort zone, and that's great. And I think that's amazing because, again, like people want to buy from an actual human being. So if you're showing them who you are and like the person behind the profile they're seeing, you know, they only get to see 1% of your life. So show them who you are, and more than likely, like it'll be a lot easier to get customers, and you won't, it won't feel like you're trying so hard. It won't feel like you're trying to sell. And that's what I really loved about this team when I switched from my old team, because everyone on this team is so authentic, and it just makes me feel like at ease. Like I can just be myself and not feel like I hate the sales side of things. Like I don't want to feel salesy or like scammy. So it's just really great to know that you can do this without feeling that way.
That's such a good thing to think about. I know that I talked to Jessica, you, and Bree, and the other couple women, but Jenny, you were gone. Just like start noticing the content that you like to consume, even. Like, do you like watching people set up their camera and like go about their day business? For some reason, I do. Like, that is so fun to me. Like, someone's like, come get a boob job with me. I'm like, yeah, I'll come get a boob job. Okay. That sounds great. I'm not getting one, but I'll come with you, Emily Kaiser. Like, and it's just fun to watch. And then other ones like, do you like consuming fun, silly content? Would you like to put that out? Maybe when you put it out, it doesn't feel authentic. So maybe you just like to consume it. Or maybe it does feel good to like try that on and like give that to the world. You know what I mean? So right now I feel like you guys are just in the phase of really figuring out what you love to share. And like that's exactly where you should be right now. You should not be feeling like an expert on anything yet, because that will have its time and place. So do you guys have any questions for us or have anything else you need right now?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna stop this recording and let Bree and everyone